So when we traveled to South Africa last year, we were able to meet with former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, and he gave his opinion about what was going on in West Africa. At that time, his opinion was relevant. I thought that it was a fantastic opinion because, I mean, he was speaking from a point of view of experience, someone who has lived the African truth, someone who people look up to. I also look up to him in terms of, his Pan-Africanism mantra and positioning things. I'm just putting this side by side with what's going on in West Africa right now. He clearly, in fact, this is the clearest explanation I can actually find anybody explain about what's going on in West Africa, especially as it concerns the Francophone countries and their colonial masters. It's interesting how France themselves caused what's going on in West Africa. It's interesting, really. It's interesting. I love the explanation, and quite frankly, he is not opposed to the so-called military takeover of government across Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and the likes. But he just broke it down, and this is the clearest. And tell me what you think, though. Tell me what you think about his opinion. I was among 20 Nigerian journalists that was sponsored by MTN, the largest telecommunications network across Africa, to the Media Innovation Program in collaboration with Pan-Atlantic University. We were in South Africa last year, and we were able to ask his opinion, that's Thabo Mbeki now, regarding some of the developments in Africa. He also mentioned something about the Sudan crisis, and I thought it was profound, and I would need you to just listen to it and also give me your opinion regarding that. All right, endeavor to make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'd love to hear from you as always. Former South African President Thabo Mbeki has expressed his views on the recent wave of military coups in the West African sub-region, attributing these uprisings to a revolt against the lingering influence of French neo-colonialism. Mbeki shared these insights during a meeting with the MTN Innovation Program fellows who visited him at the Thabo Mbeki Foundation.
We were asked by the AU to engage Ivorians, Cote d'Ivoire, to sort out the problems there. And one of the things that I discovered there is a very bad thing. For instance, the agreement with France, one of the agreements was that there would be a French military base in Abidjan. And the commander of the French military base would have a mandate to look after the security, national security interests of both of Cote d'Ivoire and France. As a consequence of which, the commander of the French troops in Abidjan, whenever the circumstances developed such that he felt that his national security interests were being under threat, could take over radio and television, without the reference to the president of Cote d'Ivoire or anything. Empowered by the agreement signed in 1960 as Cote d'Ivoire became independent, just to take over the country. That's one of the agreements. Now there are something like 10, 12 of these agreements, which France entered into with the former Francophone countries. So, as you'll have seen, these young soldiers in Francophone West Africa, one of their great heroes is Thomas Sankara. The reason for that is because they are rebelling against the colonial relations that continue to exist. That we've got to break with these relations, so that we can genuinely say this country is truly independent. So part of what happens is that here is a Thabo Mbeki who was elected president in some countries, but it's very much in the pockets of the French. So the soldiers, in rebelling against French neo-colonialism, they will also rebel against this political representative of French colonialism in their country. So you get your military coups, and you might protest democracy. But me, I would applaud an anti-colonial stance by the soldiers. That's what is happening in West Africa. You see in Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso.
The former president explained how difficult it has become to solve the problem in Sudan.
The army, the Sudanese armed forces are insisting that what are now called the rapid support forces, that's all militia, need to be integrated within Sudanese National Defense Force. And they made a proposal that process of integration could be effected within a period of 3 years or something. And the rapid support force were saying, no, that is too quick. Give it 10 years. So now you have got this coexistence of these two armed groups. And the clash started. Now, how to resolve it, I don't know. We are engaged naturally. The African Union asked me in 2009 to lead a group to help to resolve the conflict in Darfur. It was 2009. So since 2009, I've been working on Sudan. So the result is that I know many people in Sudan, they know me. As a consequence of which, then there is naturally pressure from many Sudanese to say, you know us, you know our problems, why don't you come and help? So when Max talks about you people must come back in October, that's part of what we talk about. It will deal with the Sudan problem, that meeting. It must. But it's a clash between these two armed forces.
Mbeki emphasized the significant role and influence of the media in promoting peaceful coexistence across Africa, urging media professionals to use their platforms responsibly to foster unity on the continent.
The African media needs to know Africa. Not to be informed about Africa by somebody else, Reuters or whoever, in order to report accurately about the continent, the bad and the good. But I think to take on board also these common sentiments among the peoples of Africa. I mean, when we talk about the renaissance of the continent, that will resonate across the borders. A rebirth of our continent, so a new continent born afresh. No longer conflict, no longer poverty, no longer any of these negative things. But I think the media has a very important role to develop that kind of consciousness. That kind of consciousness which, among other things, deal with some of the issues that were raised. The issue of unity in diversity.
The MTN Media Innovation Program has brought 20 media executives from Nigeria to South Africa for a study tour aimed at enhancing their journalism skills and broadening their perspectives through the reinvigorating experience. So that's one of the reports that I did while I was in South Africa with that course, that short course that I did. What do you think about his opinion regarding the issue in West Africa? Why people are rebelling against French control of their territories? Do you think he was on the right path? Have water gone under the bridge so much so that, it seems that these countries have been in turmoil, so much so that they are missing the presence of France? Because Traore is right now the head of the government of Burkina Faso that everybody is talking about. And the people of Burkina Faso love him. I hear that some of them are sleeping on the street to protect him, to make sure that he doesn't get assassinated. And we have also seen his alignment with Russia lately. And we understand that the West doesn't like what they're doing. French is already getting angry that they may have made a mistake, or they may have misstepped some of the things that they did. They would have done certain things in certain ways. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you, as always. Endeavor to like, share, and subscribe. Always love to hear from you. Thank you.